Hello, Virgo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for mid to end of April 2023, looking at you and the person that you are connected to and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. Concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and kind of this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. I do encourage you to think outside the box when it comes to these readings. This might not be just talking about a romantic connection. This could be talking about a friend, a family member, a coworker, a boss, anyone that you do have a connection with that you are feeling you need to learn something from at this time. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Virgo. On your side of the connection, you have assurance and keep your dreams alive. I read this in two kind of ways. First, I read that you are currently looking for some sort of assurance that you are making the right decisions in this connection, because I feel like there's a level of second guessing this connection or second guessing your moves in this connection. And it's kind of leaving you a little bit unsettled because I feel like you want to know that whatever decision you're making is going to be the right one. Now, I also see with this Keep Your Dreams Alive card, whatever you're wanting is possible. However, I'm not sure if it's possible within this connection or not. We'll have to get more into tarot to kind of read into this person's energy to see that. But I'm also reading it as like there's assurance in this reading that what you're looking for in this type of connection is possible. I just don't know if it's going to be possible through this connection or not. And that ultimately is going to depend on your personal situation. Because remember, these are general readings, so you got to kind of take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, this person has contemplation with adventure. So this is interesting because I feel like they really view this connection. This connection brings them a sense of adventure. I feel like it kind of brings out a childlike aspect of them too. However, they are in a state of contemplation about this. I feel like they're not really sure about this either. And I honestly feel like you guys are kind of mirroring that of each other. Not really sure what the right move is here. Obviously, you both kind of like would like things to play out in a certain way, but it's about whether or not you guys really think that you can make that work. Because with this adventure card, I feel like, when connections are adventurous, there's that line between, yes, they are adventurous and they bring out that childlike sense in you, and then the kind of, the line of toxicity and wanting to make sure that it's not like a toxic connection, that it feels adventurous because it's so uncertain, and that uncertainty keeps you kind of stuck in that emotional high that you feel at the beginning of connections. When you're in kind of toxic, unstable connections, the reason that they're so addictive is because it keeps you stuck in that state of euphoria that you feel kind of in the beginning of those connections. In between this connection, you have renewal of peace and be true to your heart. So basically what I'm seeing, and like the advice that's coming through, now obviously we need to pull cards to really see what's going on here, but the advice that is coming through is that, sounds cheesy, but staying true to your heart is going to be what leads you to peace in this connection. Whether that be keeping this connection in your life or not. I'm not quite sure. And I honestly don't know if I'm ever really going to be able to give you the answer to that, right? It's really kind of comes down to what you think is going to be best for you. But let's see, Virgo. Let's start by looking at this side of the connection. You have assurance with keep your dreams alive. What is Virgo dealing with on this side of the connection to the person they are dealing with? I'm mixing up the cards this week, the oracle cards, and then the messages are definitely already different, so this is interesting. Okay, this is Virgo's side of the connection. Virgo's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. See, you're wanting things to work here. You have the Magician, the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Six of Cups. But I also feel like you've been kind of stuck maybe in a cycle of disappointment around this connection, meaning that things just haven't, especially historically in this connection, worked out the way that you wanted. So I feel like you've been working really hard on trying to get things maybe back to how they once were in the beginning, back to how they were in the past. It's almost like you're like trying to work through the disappointment of the past of this connection while also trying to create, to try to make it better for the future. Like, I don't know, it's interesting because it's like you're kind of holding both this disappointment about the past and this hope about the future, but that disappointment is kind of getting in the way of your hope of the future when it comes to this connection. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's like, and if things did fall apart in this connection, you're trying to manifest like a better connection for yourself, you're still needing to work through the disappointment of this connection, because that could be like why you have assurance. Like assurance to keep your dreams alive is like what you're wanting in the connections of this sort, especially if this is romantic, like what you're wanting in love is absolutely possible. It's just kind of needing to work through, healing what didn't work out so that you can see what needs to kind of shift in your own energy to attract what does, whether that be with this connection or not. This is Virgo's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Virgo's side of the connection. Yeah, because you really are in healing mode here. I mean, you're healing from a pretty intense energy too here with the Ten of Swords. So I feel like this connection isn't currently together. Or if it is, you're not happy in it. Because you're holding on to it. But there's a lot of conflict here. There's a lot of conflict in this connection, especially like from your perspective. Like you see this connection as having a lot of conflict. And I also feel like you could be conflicted too about whether or not this connection is the right one for you, or whether it's kind of reached its end, or like whatever the case is. And it's okay to be in that, place. You don't need to have all of the answers. The answers will come when you're ready. But that's why you have to be true to your heart, right? It's almost like you're learning how to trust yourself and trust your decision making here. Virgo's energy toward this person. So you're very much in a healing phase right now, Virgo. Yeah, there's the Two of Swords. So there's like a decision here that you're needing to make about this. But the thing is it's like one decision is based on like the hope that things improve instead of based on how you've been feeling. Because that's why I feel like there's been a cycle of disappointment. Is I feel like it's like something happens and then maybe this person is like, oh, well, things can change. You guys come together, you talk about it, things are good for a couple days or maybe even a couple weeks or months, and then they fall right back into old patterns and you end up, right back at that place, in that place of disappointment. And I feel like it's almost like having to recognize that cycle so that you don't continue to repeat it, because you've kind of, it's a hard truth, but you kind of kept yourself stuck here in a cycle of feeling very disappointed in yourself. Now, at the same time, you got to give yourself grace, because there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason that you've allowed yourself to stay in this cycle for as long as you have. It's not that you don't, it's not like you're actively trying to make the wrong decision. It's that you really are hopeful that things will improve, and then they just seem to not. Virgo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. These cards are being funky today. Virgo's side of this connection, please. Ooh. You're having a hard time really tapping into your intuition and listening to yourself about this connection here. This Two of Pentacles is interesting. I want more on this Two of Pentacles. What is this Two of Pentacles talking about for Virgo's side? Two of Pentacles side of the connection for Virgo. Two of Pentacles on this side of the connection for Virgo. What is this Two of Pentacles talking about? Ooh, there's a little bit of an anxious attachment here, which makes sense. And I feel like it's almost like you're waiting for things to kind of balance out here. Like I feel like you're like, you see the potential. You see the potential. You're waiting for things to kind of come. It's like back into balance, like back to how things used to be. But you're also in this energy of reevaluating, because I really feel like I really feel like there's a level here of second guessing. If you are second guessing whether or not this connection is the right thing for you, then you need to listen to yourself. Because I feel like if you're second guessing, there's a reason. There's a reason you're second guessing. Because I feel like with this Two of Pentacles, it's like there's so much complication here that I feel like it's almost getting to the point where this connection is and possibly has been more of a burden to you than a source of freedom. And your intuition is trying to explain to you that like you don't have to deal with that. But I feel like there's a part of you that's so afraid of not having it, this connection in your life, that you are holding on to it. Or, ultimately kind of holding on to the hope of it, kind of living for the hope of it all here. But that's just needing to work through fear. You have the Moon in reverse with the Three of Swords in reverse. Then you have this Ace of Wands. Okay. I have a feeling, Virgo, that you have a tendency to forgive and forget, which both a good and bad quality, right? You want to be able to forgive people. You want to be able to forgive people's actions towards you. You want to be able to forgive, the hurt that someone has caused you, but you don't really want to forget. I mean, you want to be able to release yourself from it, but you need to be able to use what has happened, the history of how you've been treated, to make the decision for yourself. Because I feel like there's a part of you that really, again, really believes in the potential of this, really believes in the hope of this, but then you get so stuck on, but it's like you're not seeing that. I don't want to say you deserve better, because you very well could. That's just not what's coming through right now. It's like, realize that your intuition and your gut is really trying to speak to you about this connection and try to explain to you that you'd be okay with or without it. Like that's what I'm getting here. And it's like, I feel like there's a part of you that feels like if it's not this person, if this person isn't in your life, that you're not going to be happy, or something along those lines. Virgo side of this connection. Last one for Virgo side of this connection. You're experiencing, this connection's very triggering for you. But I like that you're the Empress upright, because this really shows that you are really trying to put yourself first. And I like that. Or this connection is triggering you into putting yourself first. That could be another thing too. It's like all of the triggers in this connection are trying to point you in the direction of, Virgo, choose yourself. Choose yourself, put yourself first. But let's see what they are dealing with. This is the person that Virgo is dealing with side of this connection to Virgo. So they have contemplation with adventure. Because I feel like this connection is a source of excitement. Possibly for both of you. Person that Virgo is dealing with side of the connection to Virgo. Ooh, okay. They really look at you as six of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of Pentacles here. Makes sense. This is an Earth sign reading, but they they really look at you as a source of stability. I feel like they lean on you a lot, maybe not just for emotional support, but also material support as well. And I'm gonna be honest, Virgo, I don't really know if that's super reciprocated for your side of things here. Because I feel like this person, they want, I do feel like they want this connection to come together in a healthy way, but I don't feel like it's for the right reasons. I feel like there are reasons, and not necessarily that they like have bad intentions. It's just I feel like they maybe look for people in their life to support them as opposed to look for people to have a reciprocal relationship with. This person's energy toward Virgo, please. This person's energy toward Virgo. Yeah, because they have the Eight of Swords. See, they're feeling stuck. You guys are both, it's like this connection's in like a limbo period. Like a what's going to happen next kind of period. You have the Eight of Swords with the Six of Swords here. First and foremost, they are very in their head about this. And I feel like I mean, this person doesn't like feeling trapped. That's for sure. But I also feel like how do I put that into words? Let me like what am I trying to say? There's something that let me get more on this energy. Judge about the Sun in reverse. There's the Ten of Wands. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like they don't like to feel trapped in a connection. Yet at the same time, I don't think they know how to be alone. It's like both. It's like they don't know how to fully commit, but they also don't know how to be alone. And I feel like that becomes a very hefty burden for you because you're kind of left with like this like what's going on, like I don't really know what to expect, like like it's very unpredictable. I feel like that's this connection is very unpredictable, and that's kind of where the source of adventure comes from because I feel like it's like, and you don't want to lean on unpredictability in connections as a source of the excitement, right? It's not about the chase, right? It's not about that. It's about learning to be in connections with people that make you feel safe and comfortable and secure. And I feel like this connection actually does the opposite. And I think that that's the case for both of you. Let me get more for this person's energy toward Virgo. This person's energy toward Virgo, please. The Tower. Ooh, okay. Then they have the Star with the Magician. That is some crazy energy. Something happened that made them go, what the hell? That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Like, what the hell? Like, it's like they were caught off guard by something that you did or said. What was this? I'll clarify this Tower. Clarifying this Tower for Virgo. Something that really, and that could be a swapped energy. They could have done something to make you go, what the hell? But that's what I'm getting with this. Something that was very painful. See, but I also feel like, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, take that as it resonates. But it's like something happened here. I kind of feel like something just kind of like blew up in this. And I feel like it was very painful for both parties. But I also feel like it was like a long time coming. Something happened when it was a long time coming. This person's energy toward Virgo, please. This person's energy toward Virgo. See, because they don't know how to like put themselves out there in a way. Like I almost feel like the version of this person you know or the version that they show for the most part. Maybe you do know them on a deeper level, but the version of this person, like the way that they show themselves for the most part, is kind of like wearing a mask. Like, it just feels like they're very like closed off and very like, I don't want to say fake because that's not. It just feels like they don't know how to be vulnerable. They don't know how to be 100% authentic, and it's really hard to build authentic connections when you feel like you're only getting part of somebody. And I don't, yeah, because there's a Page of Swords in reverse. It's like it's not that they don't, like they don't, I don't feel like they mean to be this way. I just feel like it's like a lot of their history causes them to hold back. Because that's kind of what this feeling like they hold back from this. And I feel like that, but then at the same time, they have the Page of Swords in reverse. It's like they don't really know how to communicate either. Now remember, communication is a two-way street. They might know how to talk, but they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how, and communication being able to both speak and listen and respond, right? It's not just about, and I feel like this often, I feel like this has a tendency to get very one-sided. And that becomes a burden for you. You start feeling very burdened and and I feel like it's like over time, like, because you have a lot of empathy and you want to be there for this person, but I feel like over time that starts to become very unhealthy because it's very one-sided. This person's energy toward Virgo, please. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Hermit in reverse. There you are. So you are showing up in their energy. Unless you're also dealing with an earth sign. This feels like you, though. Queen of Pentacles, whether you are male or female. I feel like when things kind of go wrong, fights, arguments, whatever the case is, this person's first immediate response is to withdraw. And when they withdraw, I feel like then you try to pull them back in, and this turns into this like chaser runner kind of thing. And it's not that you're like trying to chase them. I feel like you're just trying, like it's like you're trying to help, you're trying to communicate, you're trying to understand. But I feel like this person's like defense mechanism is like withdraw, like get the hell out, like fight or flight. They go into flight. It could be both though. Like they withdraw and turn into like this, like, and then respond with defensiveness. So both kind of a fight or flight within one. Um, I feel like you obviously both trigger each other. And I feel like in terms of you triggering them, I feel like you like this person, if they feel very reactive to you. This tower, it feels like it's very reactive. It's very like whatever you say. It could be one of those situations where like you guys are just having a conversation, all of a sudden it's a fight and you're like, what the hell? Like what just happened? Like it just feels like this person has a tendency to be very reactive. Now, being that you are triggered, you very well could play into that too, right? And it just kind of turns into this like, ah. before, and then it's chaos. Because like I saw, there is a lot of conflict here in this connection. Doesn't mean that conflict can't be resolved. It just means that there is a lot of conflict. And the only way that you can really truly work through conflict is communication, and both people have to be willing to communicate. And again, communication does not just mean talking. Both people have to be willing to listen. But you guys are both, like, this connection is definitely like in this limbo period. Definitely in a limbo period here. But we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to look at the truth of this connection. Remember, you have renewal of peace and be true to your heart. Kind of look at some of the advice here, what the purpose of this connection is, what you're needing to learn from it, and just kind of see what the truth of it is here. Thank you guys so much, as always, for the support of my channel. It does mean the absolute world to me. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Virgo.